Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man. It's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to CockTales. Dirty discussions with Kiki and Medinah Monroe. Yeah.
Today's cocktail is called I Like It Creamy. You need 2 ounces of tequila, 2 ounces of blood orange juice, a ½ ounce of coconut cream, 1 ounce of lime juice, a ½ ounce of agave nectar. And the way you're going to make it I Like It Creamy is you're going to add the tequila, the blood orange, the coconut cream, the lime juice, and agave nectar into a cocktail shaker filled with ice. Shake for about 5 to 10 seconds. Pour from the shaker into a glass filled with ice and garnish with the orange wedge and enjoy. That cocktail was made by your tipsy homegirl. So if you guys are interested in having a mobile bartender, check her out at your tipsy homegirl on TikTok and Instagram. I just had a creamy vagina last night.
What?
Like a literal creamy vagina.
Why was it creamy? What was going on?
So it was interesting because me and my man didn't even do foreplay. Just we were about to start having sex, and then he was playing with my pussy, and then I reached down. He was doing it from the back though, and so I reached down because I was like, it feels so wet. And you know how there's different types of wetness. There's the clear wet, and then there's the creamy. And so I was like, dang, I hope I don't have an infection. I didn't. So I reached down and I tasted it, and I was like, wow, it's really creamy.
You know, it adjusts or it changes depending on the time of the month that it is.
Yeah, and I was like, I guess it's because I'm in between the kind of finished my period, but about to start in maybe a week or so. I don't know. The female body is so crazy.
Okay, well, welcome back to CockTales Dirty Discussions, you guys.
Hey, y'all.
If you happen to be watching us on YouTube, you see that we're in a different space today.
And it's so cute. The lighting's amazing. I love this wooden wall.
It's very cute. It's a different little vibe. We are at Something Extraordinary Content House, and they have so many different sets to choose from. Lots of cool spaces, whether you're doing a podcast or just creating other content. They have kitchens, you can do events. They're even going to be doing their own events. They have a lot of cool stuff in this space.
You guys, the SE Content House is beautiful. It's like a mansion. You feel like you're at home, but each room is a different media room. Or like Kiki said, you can have a event here or maybe even a little date night. It's located in the heart of Atlanta, 15 minutes from the airport.
So if you guys are interested in booking this space or checking it out more, head on over to their Instagram at SE Content House, and you can check the description box for more details. Okay, so you guys, this week, besides reminding you to sign up for Patreon, we have some new juicy content with the both of us in there. We want you guys to check it out as soon as possible. Patreon.com/CockTales. We've gotten back to doing our lives and all that fun stuff. Make sure you also order your game. Check the description because you'll know if you are doing a pre-order or if it's currently in stock. You guys keep buying them and we love it, but sometimes you buy it before we can even get the shipment in, so then we have to do another pre-order. So just check that so that you know what's going on.
And a quick reminder about Patreon really quick, because a few people commented on us making the Shannon episode, her cocktail, for Patreon, and they're like, I can't believe you guys would do that. You guys, go to patreon.com/cocktails.
You still got other cocktails in the episode.
And the weekly show is a free show. So I always like to reiterate, if you love the content that much, join Patreon at any level. It doesn't matter if you donate the $1 or you pick a level, you're the top tier level. We appreciate it, and make sure you support us because you like the content and it's quality.
Yeah. Okay, so this week, you guys, we do have a special guest. We have Story King Brent.
What's going on, y'all?
I feel like I had to do that because he's a DJ.
So maybe if you've been to some of our live shows, you got a chance to see Story King Brent in action, or if you've ever been to an event where he's DJing. But he has traveled with us to many, many shows, and we hope many more. And he actually went to Howard with me, and that's where we initially met. And it's just so cool to see how far you've come.
Likewise.
You made it to CockTales. That's far, bro.
You were in school getting your education, and now we're talking about sucking and fucking and dates.
Hey,
that too.
Why would they call you Story King Brent?
It really started back from the Snapchat days before, when we just used to have stories, not like the IG stories. Somebody just said I was a Story King one day. It was around the same time I started DJing because I started off as a producer. I had a different production name, and then Story King Brent was born.
I love it, and I absolutely love DJs. I feel like you guys are the heartbeat of a party, the heartbeat of a live show, and it's always really difficult finding the right DJ to help us with our live shows You've done such a phenomenal job just paying attention to the vibes,
Absolutely.
paying attention to the crowd, reading the room, listening to
Being
what we ask.
professional.
Yeah, and I appreciate it, bro.
I'm glad that you said that because the DJ is kind of underappreciated. Because like
Yeah.
you said, if it's a bad DJ, it's a bad party. It's a
Yeah.
bad experience. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's a thankless job, but somebody has to do it. So,
Well, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
I appreciate
If
you.
y'all are interested in booking him, you can hit him up. It just can't be on the same day. We got something going on. Okay. So anyway, Brent, we have a lot of things that we want to know. We about to get in your business.
I'm an open book. I tell the story.
Okay. So is this question for everybody your first question? What was the
Oh,
last thing?
I thought we were going into weird sex. We
I forgot
diving
about
in?
weird
Okay,
sex.
I was like,
well, let me go ahead and do weird sex before I forget. This one is gross.
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury.
Like dessert. Yeah. Man is absolutely not a necessity.
Did you mean that to sound mean and bitter?
Oh, not at all. I adore dessert. I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live.
Okay, so you guys, this week's weird sex, everybody was sending it to me. I don't know when you guys are going to hear this. I haven't decided. So it might have been a while ago. But in case you missed the story, there was somebody who decided that it was a good idea to violate the terms of his employment. So there is a hotel manager. Let me see where he is. The thing just went away. Hang on.
people were sending me the story too. I was like,
Yeah, you sent it to me. A lot of people sent it. And I was like, this is fucking gross. Okay, so this man, he looks like he would do something like that. This is a picture of him.
I don't
He
like
does.
where this story going already.
Yeah, okay. So this man at the South Hilton Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee, glad we didn't stay at that one. He's been apprehended after he was sneaking into, he got caught. Because who knows how many times he did this, but he got caught sneaking into a man's room and sucking on his toes.
I didn't know it was a man's room.
Yeah, so 52-year-old David Neal reportedly snuck into the male customer's room as he slept. This occurred back in March. The evening manager cultivated a key card. They try to make that so wordy. He made a damn key card and went into the man's room at about 5 a.m. The customer informed officials that when he woke up, his toes were in Neal's mouth. He then confronted him. And then he recognized him as one of the hotel employees who went to his room the day before to repair his TV. It's crazy. Airbnbs get a bad rap because people always say that, you know, there's creepy things that are going on, cameras and all of that. But it happens in hotels too. And it doesn't matter if it's a cheap hotel or a nice hotel. It just matters if you got creeps working in there. He confessed to entering the room. However, he said he did it because he smelled smoke and wanted to ensure the safety of the guests. You a motherfucking lie. Officials say he failed to report that he smelled smoke and no other guests made smoke reports. Of course they didn't because there was no smoke. He told them he threw the key away and then he later got arrested at home and was charged with aggravated burglary and assault. That's disgusting. You just go sneak in there and suck on some random man's toes. I wonder if the dude had on like sandals when he came to check in and he was like, ooh, he has some really tasty looking feet. They look like Vienna sausages.
I also wonder, not that it's the dude's fault, but when you're in a hotel, do you bolt the door? I always bolt the door.
I don't always bolt the door. I try to, but sometimes I have forgotten.
I always bolt it. I watch too much Forensic Files. My sister's a news anchor. She used to be a reporter, and the stories are just crazy. I also have one of those hotel locks where I lock it from the inside. Ain't nobody coming up in this bitch.
That thing you get online.
And you put it in the slide of the door. You can't get through. You can't get through with the master key. Nothing. I'm not playing with you niggas. What? Sucking on toes. And then I wonder why he ain't. I would hear the door.
I don't know. Sometimes I be in a nice deep sleep. I'm a heavy sleeper. I wouldn't necessarily hear it.
Like sleep that heavy, your toes sucked on.
Well, not the toe suck. That would have woke me up. But to hear the door.
And then I'm also just thinking about how tight the covers be tucked in hotels.
True.
He probably had to yank up the end of the cover.
Right.
Maybe he had his foot hanging off. I don't like to leave my feet hanging off because the monster's under the bed.
That's how I be
another
feeling.
reason. Somebody could just come and gobble up my feet. Didn't think it was the hotel manager. Thought it was a supernatural creature, but never mind.
Toe gobbler. He sound like you on that Patreon episode.
Now look, I
Weird
wasn't
sex.
breaking into nobody's house sucking on toes. I was a guest. Anyway, Thank you guys for sending in that weird sex story. If you have more, if you see anything crazy, send it to me. I appreciate it.
Okay, Kiki. You know I've been trying to be a better adult.
It is so hard.
It's hard. There's so many things you have to remember, so many bills you have to pay, places you have to be. But one thing I really need to stop doing is wasting money, throwing money away, basically.
Yeah, I mean, have you tried Rocket Money?
What's that?
Rocket Money is a service. They have an app. You can access it on the web and everything. But Rocket Money basically looks through your bank account and looks at your subscriptions and different bills that you have, recurring bills. It'll give you warnings like, hey, you have a big bill due this week. So, like, slow down on your spending. Or, hey, I need to know, you're paying kind of high for your internet. They can contact your service provider and negotiate the rate. Then they'll also help you to remember that you have subscriptions. Because I don't know about you, but like iTunes, for example, or the App Store, I'll subscribe to stuff, forget about the apps. The apps aren't even on my phone anymore. But every day, Apple is charging me $2.99. It's going to remind you about those things and show you what you're paying for so that you can really get a grip on your money.
You know what? I need something like that because there are so many times when I get charged and I'm like, what is this? And then I get distracted doing something else and I'm like, but this has been happening for years.
Yeah, it really has. But you know what? You and all of our listeners are going to be able to try Rocket Money free for 30 days. That's enough time to try and completely forget about a subscription. You know, before you know it, you're paying for a subscription you don't use every single month like I've been doing. And with Rocket Money, you're going to sign up for it. And in 30 days, they're going to show you this is what you've been spending and this is how we can save you money. So Rocket Money, also formerly known as Truebill, is a personal finance app. It finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. I've been actually using it for years, and I really like it. It reminds me of stuff, and even little things that I'll forget. Like, I'm really bad about my phone bill. It's not on auto pay, but I always pay it around the same time. So it'll say, hey, it's about time for you to pay this bill. It's just great. It helps me really have a good grasp on what I'm spending and helps me to stop overpaying for stuff because I was definitely doing that. Like having multiple subscriptions for the same thing. Just crazy things. They've negotiated my AT&T bill.
Oh my God, it sounds like the perfect boyfriend.
I know, and you don't have to call and talk to people necessarily. You can just communicate through the app. They'll even send you suggestions. It's so great. I love it.
I absolutely love that, and I'm definitely going to try it and use our little discount code. So you guys, y'all need to use it too. Stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/cocktails. That's rocketmoney.com/COCKTALES. rocketmoney.com/cocktails.
All right, Mr. Story King. Okay, y'all, I have a quick question. I always say that I want to ask guests this, and I always forget. But since we had a DJ, I was like, well, I want to talk about music stuff just for a second. What is the last song y'all were listening to in your streaming app? Like, go to your phone right now and show me what was the last thing you was listening to on the way here. Mine was Brandy. I already know it because I was listening.
I was listening to podcasts, and I can't see what I was listening to before, but let's see.
You was listening to Jeezy? I know that baby said we in Atlanta.
The last song was Novocaine by Frank Ocean. I don't know how that came on. It just came on randomly after another podcast, Unsolved Murders.
I love that.
And I got
song.
mad.
We listen to old songs all the time.
Before that, it was probably something Afro beats. I just love my Afro beats. Okay.
Brent, do you have a fire sex playlist that you be playing when the bitches come out?
What's
bet
on
you
it?
do.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Like, I'm not giving that away.
And then I wonder, do you have some of your drops in the, like, is it a mix that by you and it's like Story King Brent?
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea.
I did a red light set before where I had my drops in there, but I think you just touched on
You need
something.
to put a drop in there.
Yeah,
She's gonna
for
be like,
sure.
oh, she's gonna be saying it at work.
Yeah.
Story King Brent.
I would be like, say my name in the middle of sex, and you need to say it right.
You know.
The drops I got right now is one of my exes that she used to do it, and I told her that we still using a drop, but I mean,
Yeah, I need that.
That's wonderful.
the girl that say Story King with the pinky ring.
Was she
Shout
mad?
out to her. Nah,
But
she
you
was
still
flattered.
You know,
Like, I like to hear my name in the club.
right? When you said say my, I'd be like, say my name. I recently had a great sex session, and I told him, I was like, beg me for my pussy. And he stopped for a minute and was like, what? I'm gonna get it, right? I was like, get it.
Just
beg.
play along. Come on.
Yeah.
It's fun. I like that. So what's it been like coming on tour with us?
It's been very fulfilling. I like coming to the different shows and feeling the different energies from different cities. So I noticed that some crowds react differently than others would. But to be honest, I just like getting a different experiences. Cool.
Do the girls get really flirty?
So I have had some run-ins with some of the guests. I'm not going to put them on Front Street.
But what
yeah, shout out
happened?
to- yeah,
you don't
so-
have to tell us where, but what happened?
Yeah, so I've, the incident with one of the guests
Ooh,
from the show.
ooh, you
And
smashed.
Yeah, she was real forward. So she came up after the show and she kind of introduced herself. And I thought it was just, I was just being cordial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, text messages got exchanged. And every city we go to, I'm mobile. I have a hotel room. So, we went out. One thing led to another.
How
No,
do
that's
you
right.
when you meet a forward woman, are you
Yeah.
taken aback or do you like it?
No, I like that. It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't take offense to it. I'm honestly the type of person when I get to know a woman, if we have first date sex, that means that we need to explore this further because I think that's a superb connection. So first date sex to me, it gets a bad rep, but I think that's something that should be honored, to be honest, because we both mature. We felt this level of maturity. We were able to move on our emotions. I think that we should explore this further instead of chastising another person about it.
Now, what if after the first date sex, she's like, I want you to be my boyfriend?
He like, now hold up. I said explore. I didn't say lock me down.
But look, I mean,
Clank, motherfucker.
more conversations could be had, but I think the way that I approach things, and I feel like I'm a good communicator, we don't really have to jump that far forward, but I'm always respectful, so it'll never be disrespectful.
I love that.
How do you usually meet women?
So I pull up in the field. I can meet.
In the field.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
love
a
the way you
job.
speak. Everything's professional.
in the field.
Yeah, I pull up in the field a lot, and I'm on the dating apps too. So every time we go to a new city, I'm swiping before we get there. I got work when I touch it.
What's your favorite dating app?
I'm big on Hinge. I like it.
I liked Hinge. I had a love-hate relationship with Hinge. It was like hit or all the way miss. What is going on?
I tried Hinge for a quick minute. What I liked about Hinge was all the different prompts. So you could get to know somebody and like the little things that you would normally only get to know after having a real conversation. So that was cool. But I got tired of swiping through all those people and figuring out how do I actually message somebody? Where's the connections? It was too many damn options. People giving out hearts and then other things mean they like you. Where are we going on a date? I just want to know.
Yeah. What do you really look like? You really look like
Don't
this?
sleep on actually just sliding in a random person you don't know. DMs. That's actually
What y'all
a
be
higher-
liking?
Nah, so if you go to a location of a place in the city that you're going to, and
Okay.
you just kind of scroll through and see what's going on. A lot of the times, if you just randomly Instagram DM a person, they'll respond. It's a higher response rate than Hinge, to be honest.
What would you like to see from a woman in your DMs? Like, what's an automatic like?
If she slide in your DM, see you in Atlanta today, and it's like, oh,
Or do
well.
you respond to everyone? Because I know women, we are hard. It's hard to get
It
to
is.
me through the DMs.
I see. If somebody slid in my DMs, it would probably just have to be. It's forward. So, for example, one girl slid in my DMs. She didn't follow me. I noticed her liking a bunch of my stories. So I just messaged her, something random. And that's when she shot her shot after I messaged her. So basically it's a push-pull type of thing. And you got to know, with women, y'all don't really do too much. Y'all don't jump out the window. So I got to meet
Definitely
you halfway.
Yeah, we have a lot of pride.
Y'all really don't have game, though.
We don't.
Nah, y'all
Oh,
don't.
you don't think you got game?
I don't be shooting my shot really, so I would say no. I think once I'm already seeing somebody, I can handle it from there. But like the
Yeah.
initial thing, no,
Absolutely.
it stresses
Oh, baby,
me out.
I
I'll be
got
sweating.
game. Now, I don't shoot my shot often.
I don't think so.
But the times that I have,
A lot of the times when women are approaching or attacking men, a lot of the things they would say, if I was to say that, I don't think I would get far.
What they be saying?
Like a lot of the basic things. How was your day? What are you doing? These are basic. These are basic things. If I was to text that to a woman, she'd be like, "Yo, get out my face."
Yeah.
But if a woman feels like, "Oh, I could do that because it is what it is," it's cool.
Yeah.
I'll play along if I like you.
I comment on something that if I see something that I like, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, baby, you look good.
See, that's cool.
I want to have your baby."
I'll never do the Instagram thing. I tried the dating apps. I've just stopped. I prefer to meet somebody in person. And then I can have a conversation then. And usually I will go somewhere and like sit at the bar and just try and strike up a conversation. Usually the easiest thing is to comment on what they're drinking and say something about it. when you're out, when you go places and you're solo and you're open to meeting women, what are the top types of places that you like to go? Because women are always asking, like, where can we go to meet single guys?
Well, just speaking on my experience here in Atlanta, I got bagged at the grocery store. So
We tell them the
Yeah.
grocery store all
strikes
the
again.
time.
absolutely. Yeah, I was picking up some fruit, some veggies, and I had gotten a deli sandwich line. I was at Publix, and I thought they were making salads up there. So I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get a salad. The girl in front of me was ordering like a crazy sandwich, extra mayonnaise, all type of stuff. I gave her a little look. I'm like, okay, cool. But I noticed they didn't have salad, so I went to the fruit section. She circled around and kind of made eye contact with me. I wasn't doing that. Then I picked up my grapes. I headed to the checkout line, and then she came behind me in the checkout line. So I'm like, okay, cool.
She was determined.
struck
'Cause
up.
Yeah,
after
she's
that
like, I
eye
gotta get
contact,
out.
if you don't talk to me after eye contact, I'm just not doing it.
Exactly. And then she was the one that said you should take my number. 'Cause I still didn't, you know what I'm saying, attack. So
Yeah. And you know what I noticed? Brent had the fruit that was already cut up. It
Oh, yeah.
wasn't just in the big old produce bins. I
Exactly.
tell the girls, the single men are not taking the time to be preparing food
That's
and doing all
all
this. You got to have stuff that's already cut,
Absolutely.
prepared, throw it in the oven if it's something to cook. I'm trying to tell y'all something.
The grocery store might need to have a little singles event. Could you imagine if Publix was like, introducing,
They had all the samples out.
right? It's like single turkey slices, single men.
That would be funny if you walked in the grocery store and it was just like a whole singles mixer on Valentine's Day. All of the candy, balloons, the roses that are left are on sale.
I'm telling you, love would be found. Hey, seeing how you live your life. Speaking of how you live your life, I want to know how y'all wipe your booties. Because this is why. Look at his face. He's like, God damn it, Medinah. So I happened to see my boyfriend wiping his ass. Like he was really wiping his booty. And he didn't know I could see him. We were in a hotel and the door was like one of those doors you could see the shadow of somebody, but you can't like see them. You could just see their shadow and their movement and what they're doing. So I walked past the bathroom door and I noticed his foot was up on the sink. And he had like one of the larger hand towels and he wet it and he squeezed it. And I'm really sitting on the other side of the glass and I was looking like, what is he about to do? I wasn't sure what he was about to do. He had already wiped with toilet paper. Then he wets the rag and he like twisted it and had his foot on the sink and was like doing one of these numbers in his booty. Like really
like a cartoon.
like a cartoon. And I'm on the other side like, what the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is he doing? And I didn't tell him that I could see him because I wanted him to keep doing it. He was in there for like 5 minutes wiping his ass. So then I literally brought this up last night. And I saw this a long time ago. And I was just like, I got to bring this up now. Like I watched you wipe your booty one day. And I didn't understand why he was wiping it so hard and so like for so long. And he was like, that's how you should be wiping your ass. He was like, if you're not wiping your ass like that, you got a dirty, stanky booty. And I was like, I'm not wiping my booty like that. Like I wipe it with the toilet paper. Sometimes I wet it, wipe it again, get some wet wipes, wipe it. I'm not getting towels and wiping in my booty like that.
So this is like after a shower, during a shower, or like just using the toilet?
This was using the toilet.
Okay,
it sounds like to me
no.
that he expected y'all probably to be intimate after that. He wanted to make sure you actually.
Maybe he wanted his ass ate.
But how is y'all wiping y'all's booty?
I don't do that
Well, I got
normally.
the wipes. I got the
Yeah, I
toilet
use
paper
the
and I got
wipes.
but
Okay.
And I
that
like
was
to, when I'm
it's-
traveling, I like to have the little individual ones and throw them in my bag or just a pack. I prefer that. But I'm not taking a towel, especially a reusable towel, and wiping my ass like that. I'm not.
That baby did it.
he just
In the
wants to be
What do
clean
you
for
do?
I do just toilet paper. And look, sometimes I wet it if I'm gonna wipes.
I don't wet the toilet paper, but I will wet a paper towel because if I wet the toilet paper, especially if I'm not at home,
It's a little crummy.
yeah, it starts tearing up, and then I would be so embarrassed if I sat down or if I spread my booty cheeks open for somebody to eat my ass and it was toilet paper back there. Like I would die of embarrassment and I couldn't call you again.
Well, he embarrassed me because he was like, since you're bringing up old stuff, he was like, when I first met you, he was like, you had some laundry in the bathroom and you had skid marks in your drawers. And I was like,
And so he was like, you need to be
he's
wiping
lying.
like
He was
this.
like, you need to take the towel. I was like, you're fucking lying. I did not. Shut up. Because maybe I was rushing that day.
Don't you hate when you're in the bathroom? Now, this is so gross. Sorry, y'all. But when you're in the bathroom and you do take the wipes or you do whatever it is you normally do, and it's just like you are wiping forever. And it's just like, God damn, I want to get out of the bathroom. I'm not even taking a shit. It was one little turd and now it's just like smear. And that happened to me earlier. And I was like, oh my gosh, the timer is going off in the kitchen. I'm about to burn stuff. Like, this needs to stop. Do I have to jump in the shower? What am I going to do?
Yeah, it's hard out here.
It started to hurt.
I just,
Everybody
everybody
all
just
raw.
make sure you're cleaning your butt well. If you have to use a hotel towel, use that hotel towel, baby. Okay, so Brent, how do most of your relationships start? First of all, have you been in more than one relationship?
I've been in multiple relationships, 2 5-year relationships.
Oh.
So yeah, I got experience.
That's a long
I got
time.
love. Yeah, for
Date?
sure.
And
Not
break
afraid of a
hearts.
little
Absolutely.
commitment.
Yeah.
How would you say that most of your relationship starts? Because sometimes when I look at how my relationships start, they typically all have the same beginning. It's really weird. Like we meet somewhere, we have this instant attraction, we fuck, and we think it's gonna be done, and it's not done.
Most of my relationships start from a common ground friendship. So the first 5-year relationship I
good
was
start.
in, me and her had a rapport, and then it kind of grew into that. The second one, to be honest, started on a swipe app. Yeah. So
I love a little dating
There can
app.
be
yeah, why
love
not?
anywhere.
It can be.
I don't think I've ever started a relationship off of just
Off
Facebook
of an
count?
app. Just Facebook. I would say Facebook counts.
Okay, a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I just be meeting niggas and like, oh my God, I love you.
Right.
It's really crazy.
I think my favorite way to meet somebody is through a friend. That way I feel like they've already been vetted or like a friend of mine that I've been friends with and it changes. I prefer that. That's my
And they're more
favorite.
hesitant to fuck you over.
Yeah, because there was even a guy that I was talking to at one point and he told me like, I like you, but I'm really not ready to settle down. And you're my friend, and we have a lot of mutual friends, and I can't fuck you over. Like, that'll be too fucked up. And I was like, well, are you sure?
How do y'all prefer to be approached?
I like when a man is direct. If it's in person,
What's direct to you?
you come talk to me. You don't have to send somebody over. I mean, that can be cute depending on how you do it, but just come over and start up a conversation. And then don't let me leave without exchanging information.
Gotcha.
And ask for the phone number, not Instagram.
Right.
I don't want you to ask for my Instagram.
Now that's an age thing. I'm starting to learn. Like
Yeah.
people my age prefer the phone numbers, but these young girls, they want to do IG first.
And
that's-
even some
They
other
want to
people.
check you out, see what you got going on. Are you married?
It's like a resume too. I've noticed a lot of guys that I've met, I would say within the past 3 or 4 years, they will ask me, they'll have my phone number and they'll ask me, oh, what's your IG? I don't want you going through Instagram trying to get a feel of who I am. Meet me and let's interact in real life. If you do slide in the DMs, I mean, really, you just need to make sure your profile is together. Because if it looks ashy, if it looks like you're married or have too many kids or you're a scammer, it's probably not going to work.
Yeah. I like, if we're talking about real life approach, I like you to do something like make it funny. Not weird, but just
Like crack a
funny.
little joke.
So you
Crack
like,
a
you
little
like a
joke.
pickup line?
I like a pickup line if you're not serious about it. If you say the pickup line and you are aware
Right.
that this is corny,
Okay,
you're
gotcha.
like, dang, like you're just already have some sort of humor to your personality. I like that. Like that's what'll get me talking. That's what'll get me like, okay, like you want wherever I'm going, you trying to come? Like you want to come have lunch with me? Like what are we doing? If you come too romantic, even though I'm a hopeless romantic, I don't like the corniness. Like don't come and talk about how beautiful I am. Now I'm instantly thinking, you do this all the time. If you do it all the time, I don't want to know or feel like it. Come with a joke, baby. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm hitting you with a joke. Why did the chicken cross the road to get to you? Quack, quack. I mean,
Oh, that's the wrong animal. Not quack, quack. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
So I have another question. What are some of your icks when
Oh,
it
I
comes
love
to
that.
dating? We did a whole episode on icks.
An ick is like an instant, you are like, it don't matter how bad she is, it don't matter what you liked. Now you are just like, I'm done.
Like when you say
Probably combativeness. I'm a real easygoing person, but if you have an opposition to everything I say for no reason, or you're just kind of naturally on edge, and I know that's some people's personality types, I'm just not interested in that.
Yeah,
So
that would
I'm
annoy
over
the
it.
fuck out of me.
If you come to talk to me and I thought you was fine from a distance and you get up close and you got white around your mouth, it's probably
in them corners.
Oh, why don't
I
you
hate
feel
that.
it?
What is that,
it a
y'all?
disorder? Somebody
It
really- 'cause-
is. It's something wrong, and I don't know what it is.
and
I'm
they
gonna
can't
Google
feel it. Like I'm just
I don't
like,
know if they. I think that they can feel it, but they can't control it. What is it called?
even if your lips are too dry, why is
When
your
you-
lips so chapped?
Have cake. You should not be talking to anybody. You need to be getting a Laneige lip mask. I highly recommend. It's not sponsored by them, but they have excellent lip masks and lip balms, and they will nourish your lips. Like I understand it happens every now and then, but you need to start taking better care.
Yeah, if we're
Caked
sitting
up
down and you
spit
get up, we
and-
met at a bar and you get up to go to the bathroom, you got a deep wedgie in your booty. Why you got that deep wedgie in your booty? I
Is your
can't talk to you
pants
no more.
too
Where I was
little?
gonna give you my number, now I can't because you got wedgie in your booty. And when I'm wearing a sundress or something and I get up, I pull it out of my ass because I know it's in there. You can feel a wedgie. You feel cloth in your butt crack. Pull it out, King.
The white film, and it could be thrush. There's a lot of different things. Yeah, you got to stay away from me because then you gonna if I ever let you eat my pussy, which I wouldn't, but if I did, then I'm probably gonna have a yeast infection. And see, you need to get that under control. Sorry to you people. I hope it gets better for you one day.
I'm wondering if that's your only ick. That was such
Yeah,
a
that was it?
sophisticated ick.
I know, like don't be
Sophisticated,
combative.
you know, I'm an intellectual.
I love that.
What if she doesn't spell right in text messages? And you can tell it's not like she's trying to shorthand it. She really doesn't know.
That kind of okay, so one time I bagged a girl in, what city was I in? One of these cities. And I was telling her, she was just asking what I did for work.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her I worked on Wall Street. And she was like, Wall Street, what's that? I work at Walmart. I never responded. I can't make this up. For real.
Not the what's that?
What's that? I worked at yeah.
She's like Wall Street, Walmart.
She was like, what's Wall Street? I work at Walmart. I can't make this up. I got a screenshot of it. Crazy.
I don't even know.
I'm scratching my damn
I
head
think I would
because
actually have to FaceTime her in that moment and be like,
is this a joke?
Are you joking? Am I being punked?
I think that was in Phoenix. Sure.
It's probably too hot out there. And they just getting fried up.
For real.
There's no excuse.
So I was talking about this earlier with a friend of mine, a guy friend, my boyfriend, and we were talking about tests, like tests that you purposely put people through that you are romantically interested in. Like one thing I do is like I'll walk up to the door and see if you're gonna like open it. Yeah, or. So I'm trying to think of like another test that is a natural test that people put people through, but it's not like you're like, this is a test. You just like see if they pass it or fail it, and then you're annoyed if they don't. Do men or do you have a test that you put women through that you just kind of see how they're going to handle it? So maybe you act like you forget your wallet.
I think I just react to how they answer my questions. I like to accept every person for their flaws. You know, some people have flaws, some people don't, but I just like to look at the person as a whole individual. So if I ask you, you know, maybe what position do you have in your friend group? Are you the Beyonce? Are you the sidekick? You know, I just like to look at, you know, how that person reacts to their life and just see if it can be compatible.
Have you ever had somebody be like, no, I'm the Michelle?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
wow.
definitely.
Did they seem sad?
Nah.
Oh.
I mean, you know if you the main character.
Well, yeah,
But some people be lying. They try to act like, you're like, man, we know you're not.
What if I like the Michelle? What if I like Kelly?
And that's
you know,
right.
Yeah.
Because everybody don't.
Exactly.
And everybody doesn't want to be the main person. Everybody got a role.
It's a lot of pressure.
But yeah, it just shows that you're self-aware, you know, of your position. And then some people like, are you going to flex for me? Like, you don't need to flex. Just be your authentic self. Cool.
What's your zodiac? Are you a Leo?
Taurus.
Oh, Taurus. Okay, they kind of go hand in hand. It's like this thing of like, I'm a bull and I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't know much about zodiacs, but every time I come across a Twitter page with the Taurus, I'll scroll through it. I'm like, they might be onto something.
Tauruses are earth signs, like Virgos and Capricorns, and they're usually very strong-minded.
Okay.
They can be kind of bullish and like getting them to change their mind and being set in ways. I like Tauruses. I like the earth signs, really. I like grounded people. Y'all call me.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten the feedback that, you know, I'm very particular and stubborn, which is cool. I don't have a problem with it because I like what I like. So it's
Period.
fine.
And there's nothing wrong with that. At least you know what you like. Did you ever go through a phase where you just wanted to run through a bunch of women? You don't have to answer if that phase is now. I ain't trying to block no blessings.
I'm a bachelor, you know. Like I said, I've
Living
had
the bachelor life.
So I've had the blessing to, you know, be with women all across the world. I've been in 19 countries. So I've definitely spreaded my royal oats throughout. And I think it's important for a man to do that, just to know, to figure out his own self and what he likes, and just to experience what the world has to offer. You know, sometimes being in a relationship can get in the way of that, because if I go to Senegal, I want to know what the Senegal women is like. I don't want to just pull up and not partake.
Yeah. You want to have those life experiences.
Absolutely.
What has been your favorite place? You can do city, country, state, whatever. Your top 3 favorite places because of the women.
Because of the women. Okay. I would say the first time I went to Africa was South Africa, and those women was phenomenal. And then
What was so special about them?
Their body shapes are incredible. It's like they have natural BBLs.
Yeah, so in Africa, having ass is the minimum. You know, everybody has ass. It's not even surprising anymore. So that was very, and then the women are just breathtakingly beautiful. So if you line all my exes up in a row, they kind of all had the same look. I really love like rich melanin, all of that. So the women there, they just ooze it. They're beautiful. So South Africa, Ghana, and probably Tokyo.
Oh, Tokyo.
Yeah, so
I wasn't expecting that one.
yeah, they don't even really speak English, but they love black men.
They love. When I went to Thailand, I was just impressed with how much they loved just black people.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't rude. It was just like, oh my God.
Well, it's more so they fascinated because they don't see it
At all.
Yeah.
It's like a movie. I
So
was like,
even
they were
when
like
I'm-
Beyonce, I was like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure am.
And we don't do a lot of tourism in Africa and Asia, you know,
Mm-hmm.
especially Black Americans. So when they see us, it's just like, oh wow, that's who I see on TV. You know?
I love that.
Absolutely.
What's the worst lie that a woman has ever told you and you knew she was lying?
Man, women lie a lot. So if I type that, what's that one emoji y'all use when y'all about to lie? That pouty face. Like, if I just type that in my phone, you'll see 10 lies right there.
Which pouty face?
That
Is it the sad one or the one that looks like it's about to cry?
the one that's like y'all. I know y'all use it.
I always use the melting face.
The worst lie though, let me think.
Because niggas
You gonna have to
be
come back.
lying.
I like to deflect.
Deflect.
Instead of tell the lie, I prefer to deflect.
One thing I don't do, I personally don't believe in lying because if you lie, that means you scared. I'm not scared of nobody. So
That
I
baby
can't.
I be
said, what's
scared
up? Pull
sometimes.
up. Here's the truth.
For
Or
sure.
sometimes I don't want to hurt feelings. So it's like, I'd rather just not share this. You don't need to know.
I'm very political. We could still get the truth across and not hurt anybody's feelings. It's all about communication.
Some people, until you meet the emotional one, it's like, God damn, I can't deliver this news
Y'all got
to
it rough.
you.
It's some emotional dudes out here. I
Yeah.
can't relate, but it happens. I'm not going to sit here and act like it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, now we're in a time where it's like we want men to open up.
She was so up and then went so down. What
Share their
happened?
emotions and be vulnerable and tell us about their traumas. Now we want that.
Do y'all really want that?
I will say I want you to feel comfortable enough to be able to be open with me, but the same way I'm not constantly crying and pouring my heart out and complaining about everything and telling you every emotion that's going on. I don't want that from you either. Like, this is a safe space, but it's not 24/7. You need a therapist.
Yeah,
And you need
exactly.
to pay somebody because I'm not the one. You can't dump on me. Like, you wouldn't dump on anybody like that, you know?
Yeah.
And when you do, it's like,
Yeah, I don't even know if I would want to project all my problems onto the partner that I'm with because when I'm with you, I want it to feel like a sanctuary. I don't want to have you have my problems. I got enough problems and I'm the one that got to solve them at the end of the day. So what does it gain to tell you what we going through when...
I mean, I think that all sounds great, you guys. I do. But I also think that when you live with someone or you're starting a family with someone or you're starting a life with someone, there are certain things that you have to open up about it. And quite frankly, I wish some of y'all would shut the fuck up. It is a lot for me. Like, I'm like, whew, this is a lot. But like, this is what we want and it's healthy and we need you guys to live a soft life too. I like it, but then there's a part of me where I'd be like, I kind of want y'all to hold it all in again.
all of it?
Sometimes. But I get you got to get it
There you
out.
go.
I'm just getting it out too. Getting it out. Saying how I feel, but I appreciate it. It's healthy for your mind. Yeah, it's an interesting world we live in today.
That seems to be weighing on you, girl.
The
Like, I
men be
don't
talking.
like it.
And it's not even like a personal thing. Sometimes it's just like the comments. There's so many men that get in our comments and they're like, what you said was controversial. This is not okay to say to men. And it's like, is this what we sound
Now, the
like?
people in the comments, I just be like, for real, shut the fuck up sometimes, because what are you talking about? I was thinking about people in my actual life and dealing with people I know that I would sit and be with in real life. The people in the comments, sometimes I feel like people online just want an outlet to complain. Like, nothing is ever good enough. You're always upset, and something is probably going on wrong in your life, and you want to take it out on us. But well, we gotta take it. That's the people where I feel like, shut the fuck up and bottle it back up. Bottle it back up.
And close the bottle tight.
Put it in the sewer. Leave us alone.
Okay, I guess on that note, we will go ahead and move on to Indecisive Diane. And when we come back, we have some advice letters that Story King Brent is going to help us answer.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? What do you want?
Hey ladies, it's me, Diane. And this week, I want you and your honey to go to the mall together, separate, and come back with a gift for one another. Show some appreciation, honey. Bye.
Okay, and we are back from the advice. If you have, back from Indecisive Diane. And if you have a question that you would like for us to answer on the show, whatever you're going through, please send it to us, advice@cocktailspod.com. Okay, you want to read the first one?
Yeah. So this one is titled Toxic Male Bestie. Okay. Hi, girls. Dedicated listener. Saw you live last year, and I'm looking forward to attending another show. Please keep me anonymous. Here it goes. One of my best friends, a male, has been my friend since elementary school. It's a strictly, legitimately platonic friendship. He's truly become like family to me. We're both over 40. Anyway, I got really cool with one of his ex-girlfriends while they were wrapped up in a toxic waste dump of a situation for 3 years. Their entire time together was full of yelling, arguing, accusing, cheating, and lying, all of that on my friend's part. He's a great friend, but terrible in his romantic relationships with women ever since getting his heart smashed to bits by his first love. That's annoying. My bestie and this young woman completely ended things about a year ago, and homegirl has blocked my friend on everything. Since blocking him, she's so much more happy and healthy without him. She's traveling, dating, making more money, all the good stuff. Here's my dilemma. My bestie keeps asking about her and whether or not we speak. I know for a fact that he doesn't want to do right by her and only misses her for trash reasons. I lie every time and tell him that I only see her in social media posts. The truth is, I speak to her quite often. We've even met up for drinks and have plans for brunch real soon. I have not told her that he's been asking about her because she's doing so well in life. I feel like if I tell her how he's been asking for her, then she might backslide and end up back down the dusty romantic rabbit hole with him. Am I a bad friend to my bestie for not passing his messages along? Sent from my Yahoo Mail on an Android. That's a good advice question. That's so different from what we normally get. Yeah.
Sound like she blocking a little bit.
Man, I expect you to say that because you have a penis.
I mean,
Yeah, it's like, why are you blocking this man from... You really feel like she's blocking?
I feel like she's keeping things healthy for both of them.
What?
Like, well, really for her, she's really looking out for her because she wants to keep both of the friends. But I like how she's doing this. I think there have been times when, like, if I knew that an ex was asking about me and that nigga is toxic as fuck, and my friends know he's gonna come back and fuck shit up, and I'm even asking, like, what, is he happy on Instagram? Does he look happy? I think if you know somebody needs to move on, you're kind of working as like their fairy godmother and doing what's best for them, because right now in this toxic situationship, that you know that they're gonna fuck it up and fall back. And it's like,
I can respect that, but you can't make decisions for people. You got to make sure they can make their own decisions. And what would happen if he was to find out that she was withholding information? How would that affect
And that's what I'm
the
thinking about, because this has been your friend for a long time. I don't think that you're doing the right thing by playing the middle and you're keeping the friendship a secret. Like, you lying too, which isn't good. And I understand why you're doing it. I just don't think it's the best thing, because when he finds out, he probably gonna find out. When he finds out, he's gonna feel betrayed by you. And even though that wasn't your intention, that's how it's gonna come off. So I think you need to talk to him and just let him know, you know what, honestly, I have been hanging out with her, and you know that you were dogging her. And like I was saying earlier about like dating somebody where there's mutual friends, maybe if you talk to him and let him know, like, you can't do this shit, because I'm telling. Maybe he'll act different, probably not, but maybe he'll be different. Or maybe if you're honest with a friend, like, it's really hard for me to be in the middle of you two.
The girlfriend, his girlfriend, or her guy friend?
If the girl that's in between,
Because the girl ain't ask about that nigga.
But I'm saying if she does, if she says like to her guy friend, hey, this is how she's doing, and he does make his way back to her, and then she starts asking her now that they're actually friends, it could just put you in a bad position. I think you need to be careful, and you need to tell the dude that you've been talking to her, and just tell him straight up, you need to stay away from her. That's a good woman, and you know it, and you can't be playing with people, especially because she's my friend now. Tell the truth.
There you go.
I don't think you should do that. I would be so upset. Okay, this is the next one. It says, help a girl out, anonymous. Hi, ladies. You both will remain my older big sisters forever. You didn't have to say older and big sisters. Like, God damn, but okay, forever. I am currently a med student. Congratulations and good luck. And would love to just have a sneaky link or two on standby, a munch, an eater, something. No, I'm not interested in any of my classmates. I'm in a new city, no boyfriend, school is stressful, and I feel lonely. It's been almost a year since I had sex, and there's just no way I should be going out this sad like this in my mid-20s. I will say I am a bit hesitant to jump on an app and see the finest man I can swipe on and invite him over to my place, or vice versa, without him taking me out first so I can make sure he's not crazy. However, it seems like that process nets me nothing. I am not opposed to shooting my shot, but sometimes I struggle on what to say in a sexy, flirtatious way. I work hard and want to find a man who knows how to cater to my body and put it on me every now and then. I have been a listener for years and have just been in awe of how both of you have managed to have a steady rotation of men. Is that what you got from this? Steady rotation of men who can just satisfy your needs whenever you choose. # goals. Please give me tips or advice on how you both built your rosters and were able to satisfy your sexual urges whenever you chose to. I know I won't be young, sexy, and fun forever, but I am over this severe drought. Thanks for your help.
You know, my recipe is I love men. It is the highlight of a lot in my life. I love men. I love men. When I'm sad, I love men. When I'm mad, I love men. When I have a boyfriend, I love men. I love men. I love the attention. I love the way that a grown man smells. I love how they look at me. I like to put myself in those environments where there's gonna be men. So it's like, I've never looked at it like, even when we share our stories on CockTales, like, this is how you build a roster. I have to have like male presence and male energy around me because I love it so much. I love sex. So it's like, I don't even know how to like teach somebody that. Like, just put yourself around it. I remember one time remember we used to go to a cigar bar? Like, go to a cigar bar. Even if you don't smoke cigars, there are niggas there, men, grown men. If you like older men, they're there. Hotel bars, like grown businessmen are there. Like, I like being around that. So for me, it's like, it's been kind of easy just meeting men and always having one on standby.
Okay. And then I would say, you know, once you get with me, we gonna be together forever. I don't let nobody go. So that's how I've been able to keep people in the rotation, because it's like, you don't never get fired from here for real unless you really do some fucked up shit. But as far as meeting the men, I think you just have to, I feel like you probably have a long list of requirements. And if this is just somebody that you're just gonna be fucking, get that out the way. You want the guy to take you out first. I think you should skip the dinner requirement, which you may or may not have, but that's what it's giving. Skip the dinner requirement and just invite him out for drinks. If it's somebody that you're attracted to, be like, hey, let's go out for drinks and see what happens. And he gonna know what time it is. You know what time it is. And you can go out. You can have a little conversation. You can knock the nerves off with a little martini or two or whatever you decide to drink, and then go from there. You can also skip that part if you have to go out and meet somebody out in the wild or the field, as Story King Brent says, and go out and just spark up a conversation. If you see somebody attractive, spark up a conversation. If you don't see nobody attractive, call your Lyft and leave and go to the next spot until you find something. You have to go out hunting for these men. You need to keep your head straight on the prize. Focus on the prize. Yeah. I think that
stay focused, queen.
And I think that being able to have somebody that's going to give you good sex is not always going to be the fine man. So also I will say
it's not always going to be the rich man either.
That too. But if it's just to get your back broke, those are not real requirements. You know, think about that. This isn't forever. This is for right now to get you through your hardworking med school phase. And so maybe eliminate some of the requirements that you have and just also pay more attention to the vibes and the confidence of a man. I have found, and you tell me what you think, I found that a lot of times when I go out and I meet somebody and they're super confident and I just met you, that usually turns into better sex. Anybody who's really confident, because you're going to know how to handle yourself. If you shy and timid and I got to take the reins, I just don't like that. And so think about what you want. Brent, what would you say?
I would say when you go out and you're looking at men, be direct with your eye contact. Work on your seduction.
Just go and sit and just look.
Just gaze, do seduction, eye contact.
That's
Then
my
we'll
favorite
pick up the
method.
hints. Yeah, so she just goes out, puts herself out there, and goes to these spots. Like you said, if you don't see something in one spot, go to another one. Make these eye contact with these men. They'll get the hint. They'll come up and approach you.
And I just want to suggest 2 more things, sis. Manifest it. I have note cards all in my bathroom, everywhere. And people always think that manifestation has to always be about success or insecurities or whatever. It can be whatever you want it to be. I remember when I wanted to have sex with a woman for the first time and I never had. I used to think about it. I put it in my car on a little note thing and it ended up just falling in my lap, literally. And she made me some jerk chicken wings. Do that. But then also purchase the card game. I'm curious to know. And just keep it with you and maybe do something different. Walk up to a guy and give him one of the cards and be like, you want to play?
Okay, that's a little game right there. Look at you.
Well, good luck, sis. Once you make your cocktail after you finally meet somebody to get you right, send it in. Okay, and on that note, we're going to move on to the cocktails.
Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe.
So if you guys have a cocktail that you want to share with us, make sure you email it to us, cocktails@cocktailspod.com. Okay, Brent. Now you said you had a cocktail for us. Did you think of it? Give us the juiciest one.
Okay. So we'll go, okay. There was, I was in Tanzania and we were doing a tour and I made eye contact with one of the locals that was there. And, you know, we ended up exchanging information. And I invited her to my room, but the hotel that I was staying in didn't allow guests. Like, I don't know. This is how they did it. It was in Zanzibar.
Like a dorm room.
No, it was a good hotel, but I guess they just didn't want other people that weren't members of the hotel coming in. So she was like, okay, that's fine. Meet me across the street. So we get drinks. And there's a little bit of a language barrier, but, you know, English is like our third language. So we hit it off. The drinks are flowing. We go to a nearby bar. So like on Thursdays in Zanzibar, the community is lit. So we go to some bar. We dancing. All of the vibes is good. But in the back of my head, I'm like, wow, we can't go back to my hotel room. She senses this too. So she calls one of her friends that are over there, and she's like, she whispers something to him. Now, keep in mind, I don't have my cell phone on me. It's dead. The friend that I'm out there with, he doesn't know where I'm at. But I'm just vibing. You know, I've been with this girl for like 3 hours at this point. My phone is dead. No Wi-Fi.
3 hours is enough time.
Yeah, for sure. So she asks him, and then she comes over and she says, my friend says we could use his place. And I'm like, she don't seem that dangerous. Let's do it. So we start walking down an alley, and then we start walking, and then there's no street lights.
I gotta go home, baby girl.
Yeah. So we get to this spot a couple blocks away. It's pitch black. So now they say this is the spot. I see a ladder. I'm like, we gotta climb up the ladder? We gonna climb up in here? He's like, yeah. So he's leading us in.
It's like a tree house?
It's like I don't want to say it's an abandoned building, but it's like a building that you have to. Pussy. I'm going because it's vibes. I told y'all.
Vibes was right.
Look, the asses in Africa is different. You know what I'm telling you. So look, so we get in there. I climb up the ladder to get into the door. Then we climb up another ladder when we get inside, and then we get into a bedroom. It's like a small little room, and then there's like a mattress on the floor, and then we make it happen. And after that, mind you, it's late. I still don't have signal. Nobody knows where I'm at. The whole group. So after we do that, we cool, we chilling, we politicking. I don't know how I'm going to get back to my spot, but she's like, there's another party going on. Mind you, it's like 3, 4 a.m. I'm like, there's another party? So I go 30 minutes out further from where we are. We go to some house party. We watch the sunrise, we partying. And I finally get back to my people around 9 a.m. They like, where you at? They wasn't really worried though, because they know I do crazy stuff. I'll just do it for the story. So.
Oh, my crew. The U.S. Embassy would have been called.
Yeah, for sure.
You're like, what? I'd be like,
sometimes
oh my gosh, somebody got him and they've kidnapped him and now they're going to hold him for ransom and we don't have ransom.
And she didn't seem like she was sex trafficked.
I'm big. Nah, she wasn't sex trafficked. Nah, it was, I still keep in contact with her to this day. She's real good, wholesome, you know. But sometimes, look, no judging on this side, so, you know.
Great cocktail.
That was a wild international cocktail in an abandoned building.
I love a good international cocktail. You ever made an international cocktail?
I haven't. I wanted to real bad, but no, I haven't.
I made one in
One
Greece,
day.
and he didn't speak a lick of English, and we still understood body language.
Exactly. That was the same thing with me in Tokyo. But she knew Nicki Minaj in the cab.
Yeah, he
I
knew
believe
Beyonce and
it.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what we talked about. And then I was like, you want to go? Went back and did it. All right. Okay, I'm going to read a cocktail. This one is titled, I just want to say, oh, wait, no, that's not. Oh, yeah, that is the title. I just want to say I love your podcast. Okay, here's my cocktail. I had a 2-year situationship. I had a 2-year situationship that was very hard to let go because he literally was the best sex I've had ever. The creativity he shows in the bedroom, the way he eats my pussy to perfection. Not to mention, he's the first person who has made me squirt. Late last year, I decided that I needed to move on because our relationship was going nowhere and I needed to start a new year off right. Several weeks after no contact, he called me and said to be outside in 30 minutes. He told me to wear the gray tracksuit that he likes with no underwear on or a bra. I was intrigued. Against my better judgment, I said, fuck it. I got dressed as directed and he picked me up 30 minutes later. We pulled up in the front of a strip club and my eyes widened. I've always wanted to go to one and told him this during our time together. We walked inside Tans. I guess that's the name of it. There were so many beautiful women walking around on the stage. My pussy already started throbbing. He asked me which girls I found attractive, and after a few drinks, he excused himself and left me watching the show on the stage. I was so turned on by how beautiful their bodies were. He came back, grabbed my hand, and led me to a staircase that went upstairs. This sounded like the ladder. We were met by one of the girls I pointed out, a slim, caramel-colored beauty with the most perfect ass and small, firm breast. She sat us side by side and asked if this was my first time getting a dance. I barely groaned out. Yes. She had her ass so close to my face, I could smell the vanilla on her body. I love when strippers smell real good. She then turned around and ordered him to kiss me. Then she lifted up my top and squeezed my nipples. I was so wet. He whispered in my ear to touch her, and I hesitantly reached up and palmed her ass. She was so soft. Oh, this is a top tier stripper. She straddled me and threw her head back. When the song ended, he ordered up another. This time, I grabbed his hand and led it to her breast. I watched as he masterfully squeezed her nipples. They were so hard. We both played with her breast while she played with her pussy. She told us once again to kiss each other, and we happily obliged. She said we were so hot that the next song was on her. She lowered her head, lifted my top, and gently licked my rock-hard nipples. My whole body convulsed. He kissed me hard. We left, and I could barely make it to the car. I was deliriously horny. Once in the car, he fingered me to an instant orgasm. My pussy was soaking. Once we got back to my house, we had the most explosive sex and was so spent from coming multiple times. I still fantasize about that moment. One of my hottest experiences. I guess he missed me. Hope you enjoyed my cocktail. That was a good cocktail. I've had a stripper night like that too. It feels really good when a man is like, go pick out a stripper. And it's like, you feel like.
And then it feels like you're not supposed to be doing it because you're still at the club.
Yeah, but then the strippers look at you like, no, bitch, do it.
He paid.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Pick me. Pick the baddest one.
Okay, this one is called a Tinder fuck. Hey, y'all. I've been listening to y'all since 2021, and I feel like y'all are my cool older big sisters again. Okay. I guess we are. I also might see y'all at the Dallas show. Might. Here's my cocktail. So I matched with this really fine man. He has the juiciest lips and the prettiest, darkest skin I've ever seen. Made my little chocolate heart smile. We chatted on the app for about 3 days and then exchanged numbers. We're still getting to know each other, and I asked what he was seeking in the dating world. He told me that he wanted a friend he could take out, dance with, take home later to munch and stroke. But there's a catch. He has a girlfriend, and she is well aware of him being on the app. He explained that it's complicated and his girlfriend likes to watch him fuck other women as long as there's no kissing and protection is involved. Interesting. I won't lie, I was shook because I've never been propositioned like this before. I'm still new to the dating world after spending ages 21 through early 28 in a toxic relationship. But I ain't no punk hoe, so I decided to follow through. Fast forward to exchanging cute, semi-spicy pics. The girlfriend approved of me being pretty/fine and my nice big tits and fat ass. She's pretty too. Next thing I know, she's in charge and said he and I could fuck alone without her watching, just as long as he gets videos of us fucking. She directed him to send me nudes and videos so my pussy can be wet. And it was for sure wet. He definitely got that baby leg. And I couldn't wait to have him knee deep in me and in the back of my throat. Ooh. He and I link up the next day to get this shit popping per her orders. We got a room and he immediately got to work. He told me to strip down and get on the bed. He started eating my ass and then devoured my pussy. I was moaning in pure ecstasy. Then he put his heavy, long dick in deep into my pussy and started stroking me. I came over and over again. He took pictures and videos to send to his girlfriend as he was fucking the shit out of me. He moved me to the side and fucked me hard. He talked me through every single nut. We moved to the couch and I rode him as he sucked my titties. He was deep in my neck and started fucking me because I smelled so good. I layered three perfumes, Kayali Vanilla 28, Delaw, and Tom Ford Black Orchid, just in case y'all want the recipe. I had to ask for a break because he was fucking nonstop. He came, let me rest for a moment, and got to fucking again. I was bent in ways I didn't even know I was able to bend. He was smacking my ass and he was drilling me from behind. He choked me from the back and was thumbing my asshole. He rubbed my feet as he was stroking me. That was a new sensation. I'm telling y'all, don't forget about the feet.
Got to.
And I have a praise kink. He was calling me sexy, fine, telling me my skin was extremely soft. Shit, it better be because I exfoliated my body twice. He came again, all on my ass and my back. After he cleaned me up, he asked if I wanted to see him again. I told him, that's for you and your girlfriend to decide. Will I see him again? I don't know.
I hope so.
If I never see him again, I'm okay with that too. Regardless, I had the time of my life. Thank y'all for reading. And she put the little heart emoji thing with the hands. That was a good one. That sounded like a fun time. Thank you guys so much for sharing the cocktails. Again, the email, if you want to share a cocktail, is cocktails, COCKTALES, at cocktailspod.com.
Thank you so much for coming, Story King.
Of course.
Brent.
Yes, thank you.
Let everybody know where they can find you if you have anything coming up. We would love for our listeners to stay connected with you.
Absolutely. So you can find me on all social media at Story King Brent. That's at STORYKINGBRENT. You can get Story King Brent merch at StoryKingBrent.com. I am the Wall Street Dropout, and I deal in private equity. So anybody that has over 250,000 to 500 to $1 million, you want to put that somewhere, you can make a good return on your investment, come talk to me, DM me.
I like that. Wall Street or Walmart? That needs to be the title. I'm putting it at the top.
Okay, thank you guys so much for listening to the episode. Make sure you check the description box for all the links if you're interested in booking here at Something Extraordinary Content House, or you just want to follow them and see what events they have coming up. Make sure you're signed up for Patreon. Make sure that you have purchased your game, your merch, all of that. Make sure you bought Classy Based and cook a little something, you know what I mean? Join the book club because we're reading some good stuff, and we are going to have a meetup at the end of June, and we're going to start doing that more. So I want you guys to come out.
If you want to get out of the house a little bit further, make sure you go to paradiseandvibe.com. Come with me to, by the time this comes out, I'm probably back from Bali or in Bali. But up next, October 6th through October 10th, we will be in Tulum, and we have the author of Eat, Pray, Love as a keynote speaker. It is going to be amazing. The theme of it is sensuality, femininity, bring your man, make it an anniversary trip, whatever you want to do. And then in February, we will be going to Brazil for Carnival. So go to paradiseandvibe.com and join me on a trip. Make an international cocktail.
Okay, and you guys, make sure you're following us online at CockTales Podcast. I'm at Kiki Said So.
And I'm at Coffee Bean Bean.
And until next week, you guys, goodbye.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Bye.
Population.
Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Wait on the drive. Bye. 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 Goodbye. Bye. 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 Bye.
Population.
Goodbye. Bye. 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 Bye.
On the track. Wait on the track.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Bye.
Population.
Goodbye. Bye. Bye.
Wait on the track.
Bye. Bye. Bye.